So I was just trying to think of my favorite Rose Festival memory, and I think I wouldn't say this is my favorite. It's something I would say is the most memorable as far as Rose Festival, and that would be the Starlight Parade in 1999. And I think I need visual aids for this one. Since I don't have any pictures of myself during the 1999 Starlight Parade, I've gone ahead and drawn them for you. So yes, I was Austin Powers on our Austin Powers themed float in 1999. Put on a big red suit, had a puffy shirt on underneath that, some fake glasses, and goofy teeth. I was on a float with my friends Gina and Rebecca, and we were, trying to play it up for the crowd, try to get as much attention as possible as you can get with a fairly bare float and some idiot dressed as Austin Powers, a joke that was already fairly old by that point. We weaved our way through downtown with the Starlight Parade and then got to Pioneer Courthouse Square, where they have the cameras set up. And they kind of track through all of the floats as they go by. And I saw the camera, and I knew that I wanted to try and get a little extra exposure for the station and for our show. And so I was going to try and do something that the camera was really going to love. And so they had this this boom-mounted camera. They could kind of go out over the floats, or at least right next to it. And so I had a brilliant plan. My plan was to jump pretty much straight into the camera, as close as I could get without actually smashing into it, so that people saw my face and it would look kind of cool, and I would just kind of drop out the bottom of the camera, out of the bottom of the frame for people watching on TV, and so it looked like I was going to fly right at them, but I'd fall away at the last second. So it should be pointed out that the float was fairly high. I mean, you may not be able to tell from this particular vantage point, but, it was at least 5 feet up that I was going to be jumping to the ground. And so the camera is fairly level with where I started on the float. And so I'm jumping out into the camera and dropping down 5 feet. Of course, all of my attention was on the camera and not at the ground rushing up at my feet. So when I landed square on my heels, knees locked, and put all of the pressure square on the backs of my feet. And I was wearing really crappy boots, these very thin-soled, hard boots. So it was pretty much jumping square onto the concrete, from 5 feet up. As a result, I'm pretty sure I broke that little bone right there on both feet because I was crippled. I could barely walk. I really should have gone to the doctor, but I didn't because I thought I could tough it out. I'm a man. But both feet were absolutely swollen, filling my boots, and I could barely walk. As anyone who's been in the Starlight Parade before knows, it is about 5 kilometers. At least that's how long the run is before the parade. And then the parade follows that same route. So the parade route itself is about 5K. Getting back to my car, which was all the way back in Old Town, was probably about, 2K, something like 2.5K. But, they don't give you any sort of transport from Lincoln High School, where the parade stops, back to where you started. You're kind of on your own to get back there. And so I had to somehow make my way back on what I can only assume were 2 broken ankles or broken heels all the way back to my car. I'd have to stop about every 100 feet or so just to brace myself against a building because I couldn't stand the pain anymore. That is what I would consider my most memorable Starlight Parade and Rose Festival, simply because of the broken heels. If I were to ever do it again, I would A, not jump off the float, B, not be wearing terrible shoes, and C, have something cushy underneath my feet before I jumped off of anything. Like a person. I'd throw an intern under there or something. Something is going to break my fall before I hit the concrete, because I'm not doing that again.